Hey friends, good morning. Welcome to the Sacred Middle. I'm Jamie Lynn, and today I'm opening the door to something tender, something that I think you might have carried too. I want to talk about the lie that I have believed about my worth. Not because I have it all figured out, but because I lived in that lie for so long, I almost forgot that it was a lie. And I believed I had to earn love, that if I was good enough, or helpful enough, or kind enough, quiet enough, which I don't do quiet well, useful enough, I'd be worthy. And I didn't wake up one day and decide that. It happened slow, it happened silently. It started really in my childhood when I felt like I had to be the peacekeeper, when I walked on eggshells to keep from being too much, and when affection came and went, and I just started believing that I wasn't easy to love. And I learned how to shrink and how to scan a room and how to anticipate needs before they were ever spoken. And I became so good at meeting everyone else's expectations that I stopped knowing what I actually needed. And before I ever had the words for it, I just felt unwanted. My dad had walked away before I was ever born. I was left with a story I didn't get to write, a story that said you weren't good enough to stay for. And my mom, she tried, but she was exhausted. She was raising three girls alone. She was angry, she was bitter, she was just worn down, and she didn't always have tenderness left to give, and I didn't know how to ask for it, so I just became the good one, the easy one, the strong one. And I wasn't trying to be helpful to her. I was just trying to be invisible, because invisibility felt safer than rejection. But love like that, conditional love, it'll break you over time, and it did, quietly and then all at once. I hit a point where I realized I wasn't okay, and the striving, the people pleasing, the self abandoning, none of it led to the love that I was craving, and it left me depleted. I was numb, I was angry, and I was ashamed for being angry, but I didn't know how to stop. And that really went through my childhood, my teenage years, my adult life. This healing journey is only a couple years in for me. And I don't know, something finally shifted. And I was sitting in silence, one of those like post tears, puffy face moments where I had no words left to pray. And I just felt this overwhelming impression from God, like, you do not have to keep earning what I have already given. And I felt it in my chest, like in my bones. And I was finally breathing truth for the first time in years. And it wasn't just like a sweet thought, it was backed by scripture, because it made me think of Romans 5 and 8, where it says, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And so that means before I ever tried to be perfect, before I ever bent over backward to be chosen, God had already chosen me. And I had spent years trying to qualify for love when Jesus had already paid the price for me to live in it freely. And so slowly and gently, I started unlearning the lie, and I began to notice how often I tied my value to what I could offer others. And I began to see how often I apologized for just existing, really. And I started asking, would I still believe I'm worthy if I wasn't producing? Or would I still feel loved if I said no, which is so hard for me? And who am I when I'm not trying to do and be what others want me to be and do? And it wasn't a quick fix. I'm still, I have to pause and check myself even now, but I've learned to recognize the lie when it shows up, and I've learned how to respond with truth, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm accepted in the beloved, and I'm not what I do. I'm who God says I am. And maybe you need to hear that today. Maybe you've been overperforming in every space just to feel safe. Maybe you've been shrinking yourself to be accepted. Maybe you've been trying to earn back a sense of worth that was stolen years ago. And I just want to say, friend, you don't have to hustle for what God has already declared. You are worthy. You are loved. You're not too much, and you're not too late. You're already His. And grace, grace doesn't make you prove anything. It meets you in the middle. So let me close with this today, that Wherever you are on your journey, whether you're just now starting to name the wounds or you're deep in the work of healing, God sees you and He's not disappointed in you. He's not mad at you. He's drawing near and He's already spoken worth over you, and you don't have to whisper your pain anymore. You can heal out loud here. I mean, this is the sacred middle, and you, sweet friend, are fully seen, deeply loved, and never alone. And if this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it or send it to someone who's still wrestling with that same lie. And if you haven't already, hit that follow button so you don't miss what's coming, because we're really just getting started.